Well, a young pregnant woman steps into what seems like a safe place, hoping for help, but instead she finds herself caught in something far worse. This is the world of a Baby Farm, a new limited series coming today. Now, speaking about the project, Mabodu said that bringing Baby Farm to life was an intense and deeply important journey. Well, joining us now are two of the actresses from that movie. I'm talking about Genoveva and Onyinye. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. Welcome,
so
welcome.
much for having us.
If I don't know, I want black. I didn't get the memo.
I know it's just like kinetic energy. It's the baby farm season. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. First off, let's just talk about what it was like. I mean, I think the content of the series is very important. The fact that we have these baby farms, you know, all around us, and people might not really know what's happening there. So can you talk to me about that and why it was important for you to play this part? So I'll start with you and then we'll go to Genoveva.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm really excited to be here. Yes, Baby Factories, I think when I even got the script, I don't know that I knew so much about the prevalent cases of baby factories in Nigeria, but then when I started the research, it was very horrific.
Yeah,
the things that
eye-opening.
it was very eye-opening and very horrific. The horror that goes on behind these NGOs, facilities that disguise as NGOs and medical facilities, but behind that, there's a whole human trafficking, sex trafficking thing. Yeah. So I believe that film has to make comments on what's happening in society to mirror society, and I think that Mo choosing to do that it's very important. It's very relevant. It's very important.
What about you, Genevieve? What was it about the story that made you go, I think I want to be part of this?
I mean, one is a challenge. I love a challenge as an actor, but like two, it was just revealing to have to see that, oh, this does exist in the world. I mean, just today, like they reported in California, a baby farm in California, just today.
California,
yeah, baby. So I was just like kind of really shocked about that, but it's also like the idea of women, is that the idea of girls. And like, I was so excited to be working with young girls, Onyinye being lead, to like really portray this idea of like a sisterhood and having to deal with trauma. And I feel like, people all over Africa will get to watch this and see what's actually going on, and maybe they really look into their communities and see how they can help.
Yeah.
Look, I like the fact that you talked about, the research, doing the research for this movie. Now,
Right.
Did you actually visit an actual baby farm? Did you meet perpetrators of this crime? Did you meet victims? When you guys were shooting this particular movie, did you guys get to?
No, I did not get to do that. But I volunteer with an NGO. It's called Nurses Initiative Campaign. I think that's and they handle cases like this, sexual trafficking, domestic violence, and there were stories because our leader would come on WhatsApp and play a voice note, and there were people that reminded me of Adan. I'm like, oh my God, look at what is happening. And so no, I didn't go to a baby factory.
So an actual baby, okay.
So an actual baby factory.
We do have like plans to maybe work with NGOs,
Yes. Very
and
important.
then really going to like maybe Mirabel
Actual
Center,
baby.
and then have these
Oh, yeah.
conversations for
Fantastic.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask, it's still kind of like following off the question about you doing research and finding out a lot. What was the one thing that you found out about this phenomenon that made you go, like, it really blew your mind? Let's start with you, Genoveva.
For example, my character Ebon in Baby Farm, like she is the oldest girl in the farm. She's been there longer than anybody else. She's seen loads of people come and go. But it's the idea of like, how, we do say that, oh yeah, this institution is bad, rescue the girls. But sometimes the girls don't want to be rescued because it's a safe haven, it's their home.
They are eating,
Everything they've known all their lives, and there's a brainwashing that goes on with young people, in these spaces. And they think that that's the way to live. And I think my character Eben definitely emphasizes that greatly, massively, and you get to meet other characters with their own stories. It's a heartbreaking show because it's the reality of things, but it's a very honest and important story to tell.
What about you? Was there anything that you learned in the period where you were getting ready for this film that really just blew your mind away?
Yeah, it's the part that we play. Everybody else plays in the existence of these baby factories. Down to the security person, the cleaner, the doctors and nurses, the maids, they just turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
I think that at the core of it, baby farm is sort of like a microcosm of Nigeria as a whole, where there's corruption in every single little area, and people are just, that this is wrong. But the baby factories, because in baby farm, the owners of our baby factory, they're white people, right? It wouldn't exist if the Inspector General of Police is not backing them up.
Yeah.
If they're not
And
supported by
respected.
Nigerians, and you see that these girls are suffering, and you say nothing. You walk and you go home. You tell your people, "I'm coming back from work. How was work? It was fine."
As long as you get your daily bread.
So that callousness in just the rest of us as a society as a whole,
Okay,
it was shocking.
I like the fact that you talked about, they've been not like I like the fact, but you talked about them being brainwashed into believing that that's a way of life. Now, do these people get paid? Talking about the people, the baby factories themselves, because that's what they'll call the women, right?
Yeah.
The one that actually give birth. So, do they get paid? Do they have like some amount that they are paid for giving birth to each child? That's from your research. Then now, doing this movie for both of you, what would you say was the toughest role or toughest scene for you guys to sort of depict? But let's go with the first question first.
Yeah.
Do they actually get paid?
So
How do they get paid if there is a formula for it? Tell us.
Right, so based on my research, there are many avenues that this baby farm thing functions. I know that some young people do get paid, the lucky ones do get paid like maybe 500K and then they get to leave.
500 grand.
Yeah, and then
Want to go?
If it's a male child,
if it's a male child, it's different. If it's a female child, it's different. Also, sometimes some don't really get to ever leave, and then some just maybe get, the family member that brought them to the facility gets the earnings, and it's just when something is unrolled, when something is not even policed.
Yeah.
there is no way of telling what is given, what is not.
Yeah.
The entire operation is terrible and shouldn't exist in the first place.
Yeah.
But that is like, I guess, the pennies that people get.
Okay, so can you answer the roles, like the toughest scene in there? Would it be the delivery scene that starts the trailer, maybe?
Fair enough. I don't like maybe. Perhaps, but like I actually don't. Okay, can I be honest? So like I haven't seen the show. Maybe that would jog my memory, but like the delivery scene was tough. But to be honest, I think
Delivery scene was tough.
yes.
Pretending to deliver.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I had to be Googling. Like, I had to be Googling what it feels like for the baby to come out the canal. Do you know what I mean? That's a whole different experience. Hello. But I do think generally, like, having to work with the girls, I think, even though it was tough, we're like waking up early in the morning, going back home late. She's number one. So if I'm there 94 days, she's 100. Do you know what I mean? Like, so she'll get picked up earlier, like than the rest of us. So it's just having to go through that hard work.
The baby scene for you and
Was
having
special.
to get there early. What about you?
There is a scene
Yes.
my memory is fresh.
It's still fresh.
It's very fresh. There's a scene where, oh my God, that scene where she's being punished for my character. Let me not just spoil it a lot for people who haven't seen it, but for something that I did, my character did. That scene was so heartbreaking. And thank you so much, Jenna, because when we finished that scene, because she was being flogged for what I did.
Yeah.
When we had cut, I couldn't stop crying. And what she says about community and sisterhood, all the girls, they just surrounded me and they're like,
But she really was, and it was really incredible. Like, I can't emphasize what the feeling of working with such a professional, and then having to like also just feed off of each other and live in that world and just exist in it, and that be normal to to give this really great show.
Like, I mean, you were nearly brought to tears. Sorry, were the strokes actually real or
good
was it a
question.
character? Huh?
Oh yeah, those strokes were real, but we were padded.
Okay.
We were padded,
Well,
but those things don't save you. They don't save you. The padding does not save you. You can't lie, but we
So
were
you have to like
padded.
stay in the moment and receive those strokes.
And to be honest, like you're in the moment, so you're not really thinking about it. You're just thinking about this character and what she's dealing with in the moment. So that helps for sure.
And oh my gosh, you will meet a bone. And
Yes, I can't.
You meet her that
I feel like that's what I'm going to binge
Yeah,
on tonight.
her heart
Finally,
went to heart.
before we let you guys go, I just want to, if you can, very briefly, maybe in 30 seconds each, what you want people to take away from this series when they put on Netflix tonight and watch it. What would you want them to take away? One thing each. We can start with you, Onyinye.
There's so many things, but one thing that kind of encompasses everything would be, I think it's important that we just love one another better. I think at the end of it, that's what I would say. If we loved one another better, the things that are happening would not be happening.
One love.
Yes, we just
Keep us together.
Okay, don't you start crying on me now.
I get into character or something.
No, guys, it's really just. I mean, you said it all. Really, I think my thing would be like, here's what's happening. Share it. Speak on it. Tell people what you're watching, how you're watching it. Show people what's going on. Even with African storytelling, you know, you're watching something, you're enjoying it. Share about it. The more noise you make, it helps the industry. It helps. It helps us gain control and possibly help go out into the world to actually help.
All right, then thank you so much, ladies, for the part that you've played in this. I can't wait to watch it. You look like you might have lost a bit of weight for that role.
She
you know?
did. Let me tell you, she literally, girl, go on.
I lost almost 10 pounds.
Wow.
That's about 4 point something kg.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I did.
So much around the corner.
Yeah, so I mean,
Literally, she got the role. Like she was like she went on a diet.
December.
Yeah.
Because I got the role in November, we were filming in January, so December, people were eating Christmas jollof. I was doing 10 kg.
Yes.
thank you so much, ladies, for everything that you've done. I appreciate you, and of course, have a fantastic, watch party whenever you guys get home.
Thank you so much.